Hello, ladies. Welcome to Miami Monday. That's what we're calling it. We are going to talk about how to earn the summer trip to Miami. A bunch of us are going to be sharing, leaders from all across the U.S. We're going to be sharing with you tonight and little tidbits of information that we can save and be on this recording for you to share with your teams, give yourself a refresher, or anything else that you need to know. So first of all, we want to remind everyone that Dallas is next month. I cannot believe it's next month already. It's like crazy how fast this year is flying. I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but this year is flying by for me. So we have in Dallas, we're going to have for the English division, our meeting is on January 18th. It's the only one that's in English only. There are other Spanish meetings if you speak Spanish or understand it. You're welcome to go to those or to go to both. But our English one is in Dallas on January 19th. And on the 18th, we get to have a tour of the distribution center in Dallas, which is where all of our stuff gets shipped from when we order online. So that's pretty cool. And it only costs, starting today, it costs $69 to register if you have not registered already. That includes Friday, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and an awards banquet, and events and training all day. And it also includes the tour on Thursday. So we encourage all of you to come because number one, we want to see you. And number two, this is going to be where you find out all the changes coming for 2018. You're going to see the new system firsthand and be able to ask questions and really get live training on it. They always either introduce a product or they talk to us about new stuff, or there's always something fun they have up their sleeve. So plus all the recognition and the event that night. So it's going to be amazing. And it's definitely somewhere where you want to be, if at all possible. Hint for looking for airline tickets, Tuesdays seem to be a good sale day for airlines. So keep an eye out. The earlier you book, the better. But up until about 21 to 30 days ahead, you can get pretty good, decent rates. So just kind of keep an eye on it. If it's a little bit expensive, check back for a week or two. If it keeps kind of climbing a few dollars, then you might want to book. And then the hotel, we don't have a Jaffa rate, but you can room at a hotel very close. Carla lives there and suggested that it be very close by because traffic can be pretty bad in that area. It's a business district. Or you can stay in the hotel, share with friends. You can room up to 4 people for the same price. So it is a little bit pricey at that hotel, but for me personally, I like to pay room with 4, pay a little extra and be at the host hotel. It's just easier rather than paying for an Uber everywhere I want to go, that kind of thing. And then Carla was our awesome boots on the ground person that went and found our place for our meetup on Thursday night. So Carla, give us a little bit of detail, fill us in a little bit more about Dallas and what we should plan for, maybe whatever you could think of to share that would help anybody.
I think I've put most of it on WhatsApp. The main thing is when you're looking at hotels, find the address of the hotel that the meeting is at and stick to a 2 to 3 mile radius. There's several smaller hotels also by Marriott. So there's a lot of option there. La Quinta's there. There's Homewood Suites. There's several smaller Hilton hotels in the area. But it's not an area where people live. It's more an area where people work. So you're going to find very few franchise restaurants in the area. Everything is a bit of a distance. So we went to look for the place for the meetup. It's across the street and about a city block away. And that's good for that area to find something that close. There's a whole strip of new restaurants coming in right there across from the hotel because they're building what they call Irving Music Factory. And that's going to be a concert venue. The convention center is just down the road, but if you're familiar with convention centers, it was built in a field and there's nothing near it. All of this business, the corporate things have been there, so they're building in between the hotel that we're at and the convention center. And if you've got questions, text me, message me, WhatsApp me. I'm available to answer personal questions for you. The airports, there are only 2 airports in Dallas. They are about an equal distance apart between the hotel Now, the hotel's an equal distance between the two airports. If you're coming in on Southwest, you only have one airport choice, and that is Dallas Love Field, DAL. If you're coming in on every other airline except, I think, Virgin America / Alaska, you'll go to DFW. Just for a bit of information, Southwest is generally cheaper than American or Delta or any of those unless you've got some good discounts. An American, you pay for your luggage. Southwest, you don't have to pay for 2 bags. So that may be a consideration for you. That's about it on the hotel. We love that you're coming here. We look forward to having you with us. It's in a quirky area, but hey, you know, everything's different in Texas.
I hear it's all bigger in Texas. I don't know.
Bigger too.
I loved it. I lived there for 9 months, and it was one of my favorite places that I lived. So besides home was awesome. Home is awesome. But okay, that's thank you so much, Carla. Seriously, we called and got information, and we're like, Carla, go, and she went and got it all figured out. So that was really cool to have someone be able to go there and actually see the venue and know it's going to work for us. So that's really cool. Yes, Helen.
The Marriott Suites. Carla, I think you gave us that address. I'm just saying it's 5800 or something. You can also get breakfast there, and they will also take you from the suites to the convention center. They have a shuttle that will take you.
We're not at the convention center, though, Helen.
Okay.
We're at the Marriott Las Colinas. We're at the big Marriott.
Okay, how far is that then, where you recommended the Marriott Suites?
The Spring Hill Suites,
right.
That's about 3 miles, I believe.
Okay,
they'll take you over to the Marriott. We just don't want anyone ending up at the convention center because that's not where we're at.
Okay, so we're at the Marriott what?
We're at the Dallas Marriott Las Colinas.
Okay.
Which is a big older hotel. It's been there. It's been there quite a while. Spring Hill Suites is a little bit newer Marriott chain.
The suite, the Spring Hill Suites told me though that they would, as long as it's within 3 miles, they will take us there. Okay, and then I talked to somebody, and they also said that the Marriott Suites has a shuttle from the airport, but then I talked to somebody else, and they said no. So I don't know. They may and they may not. Okay.
My understanding is Uber's only $12 or something too, so Uber's not super expensive.
Not between those two airports, it's not that expensive.
Yeah, okay. Unlike LA, where it can be very expensive.
$12 to dial the number.
All right. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, thank you all. Thank you, Carla, again. Thank you all for being here. We are here to kick off Miami. As you guys know, Miami is hopefully you know, is our summer trip this summer. And it's going to be in July, and we're all very excited to go to South Beach and hang out. I don't know if you've watched the video about the hotel and the venue and some of the stuff, but it looks absolutely wonderful. So, and Jaffer always, for summer trip, well, for any trip we're on, Jaffer just makes it amazing for us. So this year, they are making it super doable. So we want to share with you how to do it and some ideas of how to do it. And Thursday night. Yes, Sandra saying, well, when are you going to tell us about Thursday night? So Thursday night, we talked about where it was. We didn't talk about what it was. So Thursday night is our meetup. We started doing this a couple of years ago at one of the conferences, and we realized that when we all go in and go to these events, we are pulled in 15 directions, and we're running around, and we don't get to see each other as much as we want to and chat and have time to relax together. So we started doing meetups before the event. And what we do is we find a venue close to the hotel, in this case across the street and about a block away, so it's totally walkable. And we find a place that has food and drinks for sale so we can all have dinner or have a couple drinks or whatever it is that you want to do. And then we just hang out. There's really no big agenda. It's just hangout time, and that's what we want, is time to be together. So that's what we were just talking about Thursday night. We have a free night, and so we are doing a meetup at Bar Louie is what it's called. right around the corner from the hotel. And there is an event set up on the Amber Region Consultant Team page that you can go in and get the address and the menu and ask questions and say RSVP, because if there's like 200 of us, we need to make sure that we can fit. So make sure you RSVP. And if you have more than one person that you're RSVPing for, just comment below with how many people you're bringing. Okay, thank you, Sandra. I don't know, we got all excited talking about hotels and venues and totally forgot what we were talking about. All right, thank you very much. It takes a whole village here to do what we're doing. So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Lori Alley. I'm a district manager too, out on the West Coast. I live in Oregon, beautiful state. If you ever want to come visit, show you around, please don't come all at once, or I'll be looking for venues also and putting people on my roof. But anyway, that's who I am, and I help with some of the training and doing all the admin kind of fun stuff here. But I'm just one of you, so it's pretty cool that we all get to be together. I love being here with you guys and on Zoom because we all get to share. So speaking of sharing, let's rock and roll. Miami is the place to be. That's in the summer. Jafra has given us 6 months starting a couple days ago on the 1st. And all you need is to sell some products and sponsor 10 people between now and May 31st who sell $1,500 between now and May 31st. Now, as we all know, or hopefully we'll know now, Fast Start, they want to do $1,500 in their first 3 months for their own good. I mean, for yours too, but for them, that's because you want them to get Fast Start, because then they can get their free royal jelly. And if they do it again, they can get another free royal jelly every 3 months their first year. So that's our focus. But as we all know, sometimes people come in and they're kind of slow starters. They don't really care about pushing themselves, and doing a bunch of sales, and they kind of drag their feet a little bit. And we're encouraging them, we're cheering them on, and they're still dragging their feet. So the cool part is that for those people, Jafra has said that as long as they sell $1,500 total between now and May 31st, they're going to count as one of our business builders, that's what they're called, for the trip. So we wanted to show you, give you a visual. So the qualification period is December 1st to May 31st. You need to absolutely, for any of us to go, sponsor 10 new business builders who do $1,500 in personal paid retail sales. Obviously, their commission and cost, whatever. This is retail, so the full product amount, right? And then number 2, you have to grow your central district paid retail sales if you're a manager or above. So if you did between December and May of last year, you did $50,000 in retail sales, you need to at least do 50,001 to be able to go. So if you're not a manager or you promote to a manager in the qualification period, that won't apply to you because you will obviously be doing more than you did last year. But for managers, that's what the rule is. Now, your points is how you get to earn it. So if you have 10 new business builders who do $1,500 in personal paid retail sales, for each of those 10 people, you're going to get 10 points. So that's 100 points, right? And then if you get extra points if you sponsor new consultants with 500 in sales, so they qualify with 500 in sales, that you get 2 points for them. And then if your personal retail sales are 500 to 999, you get 2 points. This is each month that you do this. If in a month you have over 1,000 up to 1,499, you get 5 points. And any month that you're doing 1,500 sales, number 1, you're going to make $750. That's nothing to sneeze at. And number 2, you're going to get 10 extra points. So there's points to be had. So if you're balancing your business and you're sponsoring and you're selling and sponsoring and selling, and you have that balance and you're working and doing your business, you can have even more points. Now, why do we care about points? Well, let me show you. We care about points because at level 1, with only 120 points, so if you just do your monthly sales and you sponsor 10 business builders who do $1,500 between now and May 31st, you'll get your hotel, what they call the land package, paid for by Jafra. That means your hotel room, the meals that they have for us, that kind of thing, that will all be paid. But if you get to 160 points, you're going to get your airfare and your land package. So all of us want to get to at least 160. But the best part is, if you get to 240, yes, that will take some work. But if you get to 240, you will get your land and your air for you, and you'll get to bring a guest who gets the land also, but you'll have to pay for that airfare. But still great if you want to bring a husband, best friend, whoever, another consultant. I don't actually know if that's okay, but it seems like if it's a guest, it should be. I don't know, so don't quote me on that one. So our lovely SDM Jackie put these together. Just with some ideas, ways to get 220. So if you have 10 with 2 sponsors, you have 20 points. Where did she get that one? 10 times 20. Okay, and 10 times 10 business builders, sorry. So 10 points. This is 10 sponsors is 2 points each, which is 20, and 10 by 10. So 10 I can't even talk. 10 sponsors who are business builders is 100 points. So that would be level 1. And we can post these photos so you guys can look at them more later, but there's other ways of getting to level 2. So basically, if you're doing your sales and you're doing your sponsoring, you're going to be just fine. And you're going to get it because this is the numbers you need. 120 for just you, land, 160 for you and airfare, and 160 you, land, airfare, and your guest in the hotel. So the focus, if you're focusing on sponsoring this month, why not focus on a manager? Why not sponsor 4? Why not sponsor 10 this month? Go out and sponsor. And I just, even if they don't do their sales right away, if you get them in now as early as possible, they have the most chance they can possibly have to get their sales in by May. If you wait till May 1st and go, oh no, I got to sponsor 10 and they all have to do 1,500 this month, that's going to be so stressful for you, very stressful for them, especially coming into a new business that they thought was going to be kind of a way they wanted to do it, and now you're feeling stressed and they're feeling stressed. So we don't want to do that. You want to get them in as early as possible. This month, next month, you want to get them in now. And don't stop at 10. Go for 20, go for 25, go for 5 a month. Whatever it is, just go for it and get as many people in as possible. Don't worry about pushing them or just any grade of pushing them to go for 1,500 right this second, but talk to them about Fast Start. Talk to them about what's in it for them. What are they going to get when they do 500 a month or 1,000 a month? Talk to them about Miami. Do they want to go to Miami? Because if they want to go to Miami, then they should be talking to people right away, right? So you just want to share the information and let them do with it as they will, but you want to give them as much information and help as possible so that you both can be successful at whatever level you want to. Where am I at? Okay. So I'm going to have some of the other girls. We have a bunch of us that are going to share tonight, and we're going to talk to you about how to do this. How are you going to get to these goals? How are you going to get the summer trip and make money and grow your business? And long term, you're going to have a healthier, stronger business yourself as well in the process of doing this. So our next sharers are Andy and Michelle. And are you guys girls ready to take it away?
Ooh. Yeah, we're gonna go one at a time, so I'll go ahead and go
Perfect. First. Awesome.
So I gotta stand up. So I'm Andy Jones. I'm in California, Southern California. I'm a manager, and the one thing I've been doing lately is basket parties or bag parties. We used to call them basket parties, but now I do bags because baskets are a pain in the butt. Anyway, so I put together a couple how I would do it, but I'm going to show you my big one right now, okay? And I call it the big one because it has the most product in it, but it gives, especially right now at Christmas time, a lot of gift giving ideas because people want to try it, they want to smell it, they want to feel it, and so here's what I have. So I just have a regular bag. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, right? They just need to be able to get into it. And depending on the size of the bag, like here's a small one, right, will determine like if you want to use a folder or if you just want to use an envelope. But what I have in here is, and these are all things that are in the December brochure right now on special. And like I said, not everyone will be able to do this bag because it does have a lot of product in it, but I just want to give you an idea. So, for example, I have a foot balm tester. Oh, and these are all testers. So they want to play in them and, you know, try them. So I have 3 of the hand creams that we have on. I have a J Sport. I have the Night Hand Care lotion. I have, the lid fell off, sorry. A Paris et Moi perfume. I have the Argan Oil hair oil. I have a Skid cologne. I have the Royal Almond hand lotion. I didn't put the full size lotion or oil, but to be able to smell it, I'm just putting this one in here. And a Coretta and a Tender Moments massage cream. Okay, so all that is in this bag. Just throw it in here. Let me throw it back in here. And what goes along with it is a couple of the current brochures. Now, sometimes I take the time to tab the pages, you see, that the specials are on. Sometimes I don't. It depends on how in a hurry I am or how lazy. And then, of course, a product catalog. I put a hostess brochure because somebody's going to be in charge of this bag collecting all the orders. So I put a hostess brochure so she knows what she's going to get. Of course, I'll go over this with her. I will have the travel size, the hostess gift for having a party. She gets that for being in charge. I have the Stay Royal flyer. Gives a little bit more information. All this is on Consultant Connection. And then, of course, I have an envelope to collect the orders and the money. And I have a client order form that it's kind of like one that we had before, but I made this one up because on the back, when it flies out of your hands, on the back I have a little chart of how much to charge for tax and handling, so nobody has to calculate anything. They just look on here. And it's tax and handling, and then I make sure everybody knows that shipping on this kind of order, because it's all going together, is 0. So they like seeing the 0 somewhere. So, and I can give these to Lori and post it if anybody wants these order forms, but they're half sheets, so they fit in the half size envelope, you know. And then I have a letter that basically says what's in the bag, so the person in charge knows what she's keeping track of in case something doesn't make it to the bag or whatever. Gives them pages where there are scent seals in the brochure so they can smell additional things that I don't have in the bag. It says that their order will be delivered in about a week because it takes about a week for us in California to get our order. So once it's done, I'll be delivering everything back to the place that they ordered from in about a week. And that they're not limited to what's in the bag. They can purchase anything. If they have questions, to call me. If they want a consultation, to call me. If they want to set up a personal, or they can just leave their name and information on a client order form and put a note, call me, I have questions. That's okay too, in case they don't want to call me, and then I'll get back with them. And of course it has my name and phone number and all that kind of stuff. And a little note that says everything in this bag is for you to sample, so try them all. And then please use the enclosed client order forms to place your order. On the back of the order form, there's a chart to determine your tax and handling fee. For this order, your shipping charge is 0. So theoretically, I should have all the questions answered, but the idea is for people that, okay, we all know we like to play in the product, but people don't always want to have a party. So it's a lot easier for some people to put a bag together like this and say, here, just play in everything. Order what you want. If not, I'll pick it up, you know, and whatever, but it's there for you to play with and try, and I know that you're going to find something that you like. And I only leave it for 2 days because other than that, it's just sitting there doing nothing. So this is good for people that work in offices. This is good for, like, I went to the dentist office, my daughter's dentist, so I didn't really know the people, but I had talked to them from my daughter getting work there, and they kept the bag for a couple days and placed some orders. So you just never know. So I don't do a lot of color because then I have to worry about things being sanitary. But you can put anything. You could put, like, this is my other bag. It has the mattifying primer, you know, just things that they can try. Or tell them that if it's like I put a Kajal eyeliner, just try it on your hand. Don't put it on your eyes. It's things that are easy to do. The contouring palette, the setting spray. Everybody wants to try the setting spray. So you just make up whatever bag. And if you don't, sorry, that was loud. If you don't have the product, make a little pouch with the scent squares or minis, or buy some Royal Jelly eye capsules and put them in a baggie with some explanation, or some retinol capsules, or the travel size pack. I mean, you can make it with whatever. And always remember that we have these. These are so awesome. The fragrance fold out. This is a good thing to put in. I know they can't smell it, but a lot of people buy it by the shape of the bottle. So there you go. Or the color. Some people just want to know, oh, do you have one of those? And this is an easy way to find out if they do, or if we do, and or the Royal Jelly Ritual card. So anyway, it's basically put a bag of stuff together. Don't make it too fancy. Just put some catalogs, put some order forms, say you get to play in it for 2 days, pick it up, and you go from there. So it helps me because I can't always get somebody to book a party, and they're doing a party without realizing that they're doing a party. But it's also good for my new girls, and I let them borrow my product. I say, here, take this and go find somebody to collect some orders. So that's going to help with my business builders for Earning Miami who don't have product. I will provide that for them at the beginning to help them build. Okay, that's it for me.
Got it, Michelle?
Yes, I am just going to do a little bit on sales. You guys know that's my favorite thing to do. I'm really not a sponsor so much, but I'm going to change this month. I'm with Lori. I do the opposite of you. But I just have been basically, I was talking to Andy earlier, and she has such a good, that idea is so good. I used to take the basket all the time, but it's more bulky, but the bag is so much easier. And you guys can, you know, like she was saying, like on the colognes, we can use some of the smaller little ones. Just so many things that we have now that are smaller that we carried around those big bulky baskets all the time. And then I always have products that I carry in my car that are left over, and you guys all know that. But some of the new people, if they get things in their order, or we can have them earn some extra things, or if they get the product packs and they have extra products, they can make, you know, a little basket of something like the Shop and Show. Just grab some things out of that too that they can carry all the time to get more sales. I've done a couple of boutiques this last month. I just got through doing one at a church, and I didn't do a ton of product. Sorry, I did a little display in the back, but the front part of my display was mostly Royal Jelly. And I did a lot of Royal Jelly. I put a lot of products out there. A lot of these ladies who are older, they're more, you know, seasoned gals, not as many young ones, but the Royal Jelly was a big hit, and the Royal Almond. But I didn't do as much about sponsoring at that point because it was just this church thing. But I did hand out a little sponsoring brochure with my card on and stuff. So that was really helpful. And I did more leads this time than I did in sales. So it was really, really good doing that. The other thing that I do, like I've said before, I do tabletops. I do them whenever I can. Like at bowling, I still do that. That has been real profitable, actually, the last few weeks that I've gone there. Like I told Andy, I do at least 100 to 200 every Tuesday. And I've been doing it at night now. I've gotten a little bit more aggressive because I bowl in the morning and I bowl at night. I don't bring all my products at night, but I bring all my books and I sit them on my table next to me. And my husband goes, "You got somebody coming to get something?" I go, "No, I'm going to try to sell something." So I do, the sales are easy for me once I can explain everything to them. So I think that's easy for new people to just know that they don't have to bring everything with them. I'm getting better at that to be more duplicatable. because it's hard. I usually haul a lot of stuff around. So in that sense, but my sales, all I'm really doing is just telling people to try the back of the hand. Like, just like Vicki has told us, use the products on the back of your hand. Take some small little samples. If you want to make your own little samples, there's lots of people online that have been selling some little, you can get them, wherever, Amazon or wherever, everybody's buying them. But to make smaller ones, I know we shouldn't be doing that, but I give them a little sample in my little royal jelly bag, my cello bag, and give them stuff to try for, maybe 3 days or a little bit more and use some of the new royal jelly ones that we have, but other products too. So, and they've been really, really helpful because they've been able to use them and at least experience the products. And I think that's what sells all of our stuff, is really to get them to try it, put it on them, and that's how we get it. I also do offers different ways, but if I was telling Andy, I sell out of, and a lot of other consultants can't do this, but I sometimes give the same offer that's in the book before, if there's somebody that I can work it in, because sometimes you give a few different things that you can buy extra. So I sometimes work it with my clients and be able to offer a couple of different things. And I think like Avon does that too, where you can order out of 2 different books. But I wish Jafra would do that like 1 week, maybe. It would help us too. But I don't know. I just focus in on showing the products. I always have my hand lotions. The little hand lotions are great for right now at Christmas. I sold a lot of those at the show for $5. And I sell all of them at $5. I don't make them buy 2 because I buy them in bulk. And they seem to sell faster. But if we can get those, and they just really makes our hands, Utah's super dry. So even with my Royal Jelly line, we have to use moisturizers here, or other, I'm having to use the skin boosting or something along with my other stuff. And it actually helps with, your skin tone and that too, in addition, but we're super dry during the winter. So just showing the products and you got to go with the season. So right now you got to use what we have in the book, and then January you're going to switch into something else, or kind of go into spring or color or whatnot. But I've done a way more in color, just letting them try them and say, you know what, it's all guaranteed. We will, if it doesn't work for you, because a lot of people don't want to try the color. And, they're like, oh, I can't return it or this or that. But I've had a lot better response with letting them, just kind of pushing them. And the books are so good with the sales, doing that. But I do a lot of personals. I'm like Norma. I love to go do one-on-ones. And when I deliver, I do more sales and upsell at my deliveries. I'm always got stuff in the car. I'm always talking about the new things all the time at the delivery times too. So, but I'm excited. I'm going to try a few baskets like Andy has. So, but good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Michelle. That's awesome. All right. Those were both really great. I loved them. I always love hearing from you guys, because even if I've heard it before, it's like, oh yeah, I forgot. I want to do that. All right, Gail and Vicki, you guys are up. Are you ready to rock and roll? Hold on, let me unmute you. All right. Go for it.
You want to go? Okay, well, I have had a lot of success at tabletops, and I do a little bit different. I set up and I do the hand treatments at my tables, and I have a little water thing that I bring, like for iced tea, and I fill it up with half with hot water as much as I can. As hot as I can, because throughout the day, of course, it'll get cooler. So I'll fill it up half, and I'll put a bowl underneath it. Of course, it's raised so that you can wash your hands in it. And I share the ginger sea salt treatment, and typically I use the almond or the olive, whichever I have more of. And I'll have them mix the ginger sea salts in their hands all over top and bottom, cuticles. And while they're doing that, I explain to them what that is good for. If you know of a mechanic, if you know of a gardener, if you know somebody that has dry cuticles, this is really good to soften your hands. And of course, I make jokes throughout, and I say, I'm not responsible for how many hands you're going to hold because your hands are going to be so soft. So I do that. And then while they're drying their hands, I give them a little bit of, again, the almond or the olive oil or lotion to put on their hands. And then I always leave them with the Royal Jelly Body Complex on their elbow. I always say the right elbow, it's the right product. And again, I make another joke. You put your right elbow in, and they kind of remember you for those kinds of tips, I guess. And again, while they're rubbing it in, I'm talking to them about the royal jelly and all the healing benefits and properties, and that's how I typically do my tabletop events. And then of course, we talk about parties and that kind of stuff. And in doing that, I have been invited to additional events through churches, through women's groups, other businesses, and which brings me to, I've gone to business owners and I have said, I'm Gail, I'm with Jafra Cosmetics, and I've been in the area and I've been inviting a lot of our local businesses together to experience Jafra. Might I be able to set up a table in your business and kind of educate the community and in turn, treat your staff and customers to Jafra hand treatment? And so I've had a lot of success with that. I've gone to check cashing places. I've gone to laundromats. I've gone to, of course, I've been invited to other salons, restaurants, those kinds of things. So they find the value, and that's what you're selling, the value to their community. And you also might want to get some list of your chamber. They have all kinds of events going on. Let's see what else. I've seen people set up tables in the grocery store, boutiques, if there are out, obviously there's a lot of holiday stop-in shops that you see flyers, posted on the door, on the poles. Stop in and say, you know what, I do Jafra. Is there somebody that I can talk to that maybe I can set up a table with this organization? And once you get in the circle or get connected, people refer you to other events and events and events. And before you know it, I've had to say, no, I'm booked. I can't do any more events. So it's really been successful for me. And of course, while I'm there, I'm talking about booking parties and of course sponsoring, but I'm there to basically get leads and to book parties. So yeah, love it. That's what I do.
Okay. Yay, Gail. So I just booked an event at Dress Barn, and I have never really done that before, but I know a lot of people do, and that's someplace that you can easily get a table. I don't think Gail has done that yet, but I know there are a few ladies that do it. They have events like almost 1 or 2 a month, and they want people to come in and do tabletops. So that's a place that you could go in and ask. And I'll let you know, stay tuned, because I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm going to do it this Saturday, so it'll be interesting. So I'm going to talk about, you guys have all heard this before, I feel like I'm the sachet queen, because that's how I do my business. And so this is really how I get all of my new people, because when I'm out and about, I talk to people and get in a conversation like we all do when we're out, and ask them if they have heard of Jafra. A lot of people have not heard of Jafra. A lot of people haven't seen it for a long time, whatever. But I'll ask them if they would like to try some samples. It's a quick conversation. You have to get people on the fly. So it's a way to do it without taking a lot of time, because it's really just to get their name and get the product out there. So usually they'll say yes. I have had very few people say that they don't want a free sample. And when I tell them, I pull it out and I say, these are the samples. I always have my card stapled to the front. And then I put this little attachment. And this, I believe, is on the Amber Consultant files. And it has directions. And I always point out that it says use for 3 days on half your face. And I will call you back. And if I gave it to somebody today is Monday, I'll say, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'll call you Friday morning. So that'll give you enough time to try it on half your face. When I get home, actually, back up. Then you want to get their name and number on your sponsor tracker, or if you don't like that sheet, make up your own, like I did. Because people get confused when they look at this sometimes. You can put it on just a piece of paper and put name. That's what I used to do. Name, I think cell phone numbers are best because then you can text them and remind them too, and follow up. So you want to write down your date of when you did give them the samples so that you do follow up. Write down the day that you do want to follow up. I also give them the Stay Royal Rituals sheet so that they have something to look at, and I tell them this is the best way to get the products, and I do tell them that the website is on my card so they can go and look at it. But it's really about building that relationship afterwards, so you want to get their phone number. When I get home, I take my phone, I text them and say, it was so great meeting you today. Don't forget to use your samples. I will be calling you on Friday. And then when I call them back on Friday, they usually have used them. I've had a few people that, well, I've had quite a few actually that have called me before Friday and say, I love it and I want to buy it. When I follow up, I tell them, of course, they have 3 options. They can either buy it through our book, because we have, I don't have my book here. We have a set that they can get, and I tell them about the set and the savings. And then I also tell them they can do it through the Stay Royal, which is the least expensive way, because you're going to pay the least amount that way. It's $99, and they can sign up for 2, 3, or 4 months to get their products. And then the best way is to, of course, sign up as a consultant and hand out the samples like I do and get your own clients and have it pay for your products. Or you can make a lot of money doing Jafra, as little or as much as you want every month. So it really is a great way to do the business. I sell a ton of Royal Jelly Rituals. I believe in the Royal Jelly Rituals. I can't say enough about it. I think it's the best product on the market. So why, if you're not using these, aren't you? Because this is the way to get it out there. Any questions?
Good job, ladies.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes.
When you have the option, when you give them options, do you include a way for them to receive a lot of royal jelly as a hostess?
Yes, I forgot that. Sorry. Thank you.
Okay, so it's 4 options. Okay. Thank you.
It's actually 3 options because there's 2 ways of buying it in one, because that's a buying option. And then the other option would be to earn it as a hostess. And the third option would be to share it with your friends and family.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you.
Good question.
And you're the Royal Jelly Queen, #1, leading the Jafra and Royal Jelly sales.
That's right.
I'll be on stage.
Yay! I can't wait to see you.
Woo. All right. Our next sharers are Gina and Marie. I believe Gina is the only one on right now. Gina, are you there? Maybe. I don't know if she can talk. Let's see. Gina, can you hear us or can you talk? If not, we'll just jump to the next person and then we can come back and see if you're available. Because I'm not hearing anything. There you are. There you are. I can hear you, Gina, if you can hear us.
Oh, am I supposed to go on? Sorry. All right.
It's all you.
Thank you. I guess you'd like to know how to have an open house and maybe have $4,000 or more during your open house?
I would be very happy to know that information.
Okay. That's I was a little disappointed. I usually do a little bit more, but that's all I had in sales from my open house, which I had about 3 weeks ago. But anyways, of course, you got to pick a date, correct? So there's only 2 weeks left. So hurry and pick a date for your open house. And you want to start with invitations through email, Facebook, create a page, or create an event, text, use everything possible to invite everyone. So you want to say, for instance, you can even do a little postcard and just send them out right away. I usually say to kick off the holidays and get into the gift-giving spirit, I would like to give you a $10, or I would like to give you $10 to start your gift shopping at my holiday open house on whatever date and time. But if you can't make it to the open house, no worries. You can still use your $10 gift certificate to shop with me by a certain expiration date. And I usually give them an expiration date maybe a week after the open house. So call, text, PM me through Facebook, however you like to connect with your clients and your guests. So basically that's all I do for the invitation. And of course you, if you're going to do the gift card, or the postcard, you want to just make it so that it looks like it's $10. Have it look like it's a $10. They could bring it with. So, and then I do the live video of the offers, and mostly like the offers would be that you have currently, like for December, the almond, the vanilla cream, the royal jelly. So you want to shoot maybe a live video, and that's what I did the last time. I did a live video and I go, hello, I'm having my open house right now. Come on over. This is how you would start. And I show them everything that's starting from the front door, and I circle around what I'm showing. I go, you can't miss it. And then, of course, you want to make sure you have a gift basket, a drawing basket. So this is what I offer as my drawing basket. So when they come to the open house, they get to enter the drawing. Anybody that orders gets to enter the drawing once. They get 2 entries for the drawing if they order $100 or more, and 3 entries for scheduling a party. So I got 1 party scheduled for my open house, and 5 entries when they join. Yeah, and I also give them $20 to spend if they bring a friend to shop. So that's kind of, and a couple people did bring their friends. I was kind of like, ooh, $20 off. But anyway, that's something that's kind of fun. They can bring a friend, and then you enlarge your client circle. And then I give them 1 product at half price when they order $150 or more. And then a free royal jelly product for all orders of $300 or more. So that's how you get to your 4,000. So, but anyways, you could do this online too. I just thought about having an open house online. So of course, you pick your date. go live, show all your products, and then say shop with me. First hour between 7 and 8, everyone will get 20% off. The second hour between 8 and 9, you're going to get 15% off, and then 10% on the third hour. So the sooner they shop, the bigger savings they're going to get. So that's something that's fun, and they could chat through PM. So that's really easy, or text on your phone, or they could call you. You could talk to them at the same time you're doing this live on Facebook. So that's really easy to do. So that's how you get to the $4,000 open house. Anybody have any questions? Anybody thinking about doing one?
Becky, did you have a question?
On your invite, do you give them a criteria? If you bring a friend, you get $20 off. How do you notify them that you do your little drawings and stuff?
I'm sorry, what was the question again?
When you do your invites, do you put that on your invite that if you bring a friend, you get $20 off?
Yes. I actually do. I do prepare quite a bit for my open house, and I do have my open house for 3 days. So I do have a little letter that spells out all those things that I mentioned. And bring a friend, you're going to get to shop, and you'll get $20 to use during your shopping spree. So that's what I do, is a whole list of things that they're going to get when they do come and attend personally at the open house. But if they can't, then I just basically, will cut some of the offers back down. Like, of course, they can't come. They definitely can't bring a friend. So that $20 doesn't apply. So yes, I do actually say all that. So you can say all that in an email. You don't have to mail, but if you wanted to do something short,
right,
all different ways. You could do postcards, like I said, do the email, or create.
Could you post that to the group?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you.
I'm not sure. Do I want to send it to you, Lori? Then you'll post it to the group.
Yeah, I can post it all together. Sure.
Okay.
Thanks,
I'll
Gina.
do that. Sure.
So Andy will send me stuff. Gina will send me stuff.
I don't have anything to
Post it all
send.
together. Vicki, did you get your question answered?
Well, yeah, she did say, I was going to ask her how long she did it, and she said 3 days, but is it all day, or do you have certain?
No, I do it noon to 7.
You do what?
Noon to 7. So if anybody wants to come during the lunch hour, they can, which I had a couple people do that. And then, of course, after work, I have a group of clients that come. They like to come the last day right at 7 so they can party. So that's their own private party. But, after you do it for so many years, they know they want certain things and they know what to expect. So
you expect to have the bottle of wine open.
Yes, they do. Actually, it was 3 bottles of wine.
So Gina,
I'm coming next one.
Does it involve the weekend usually?
I've done it on a weekend before, and I believe I did that last year. It wasn't as popular. Saturdays, people are busy doing something else. So I did it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Those are my 3 days. Like I said, I don't know if there's enough time, but you can certainly do a mini open house and just variations of what I mentioned and just shoot it out there. You're going to get a couple of $1,000s. I know you will. So
I do one usually, and I do 2 days. Not that long hours, but
you had great success too.
I've never had $4,000 in sales.
Back in the days, it was like closer to 8,000. So I was a little disappointed this year, but that's okay. I'll do better next year.
Awesome. Thank you, Gina. That was a lot of great tips too. You guys are doing great. I'm so proud of us. Okay. Our next sharers are Shafika and Evelyn. Are you ready to rock and roll? Hold on, I'll get you unmuted here. Oh, I think I unmuted. There we go. All right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go first. Evelyn and I are covering sponsoring here. So I'm going to go first and just cover some things about why sponsoring, and then Evelyn will talk about how to sponsor and the tips for as far as from there. To talk about why, I just want us to look at sponsoring like a different way, instead of looking at it like for a short-term goal, like we just talked about as far as for the Miami trip, or we have our wonderful monthly rewards that we have for sponsoring. Instead of looking at it for that, look at it like a long-term legacy instead of a short-term goal. Because I know all of us who have been in Jaffa for a while, and we've sponsored, and we've earned a trip. A trip came up and we had to sponsor, and we sponsored and we won. We went on the trip and had a fantastic time. And then we came home and didn't sponsor for next 2 or 3 months after that. so I'm sure all of us have been guilty of that, and that's because that the desire was for that short-term goal. So when we met it, we achieved that goal, and then it was over here. But if you look at sponsoring more long-term, like for your family and everything, looking at it for a long-term legacy, then you want to look at how would you like Jaffa to change your life? What major things would you like for Jaffa to take care of in your life? Because all of the trips and the rewards, those are just the bonuses that come along with it. But, if you want to eventually, if you work full-time, say eventually you want to leave that full-time job and basically leave a legacy there, then you're going to need multiple streams of income. Your income as a consultant, is not going to make that enough income as far as to really change your life as with Jafra. And I really feel that if you ever sold a product, then you can sponsor, because to me, you're doing the same thing. You're making a recommendation for someone to take action. So whether you're selling a product and you're making a recommendation for someone to, try this on your skin, this royal jelly, is wonderful, try this. That's a recommendation that you're making for someone to take action, for them to try and see how they like it. And the same thing is basically for sponsoring, is just having somebody try Jafra. You love the products here, so you make that same recommendation, but make it in the way where we're basically, if you're sponsoring, you're really asking them more questions as far as about themselves. And in sponsoring, you really have to meet people where they are. And the only way to do that is to ask questions so you can find out about them and to build that relationship here. And then sometimes, sometimes you have to leave them where they are if they're really not interested as far as in the business, and that's okay, because you get to leave them as a good client. You get to leave them as a hostess here and everything. So, because not everybody is going to be interested as far as in the business opportunity. And one thing that is just so important is, what I've heard everyone said on here, is just building that special relationship. I know when I do vendor events, I used to, this last vendor event that I did, when people came over to the table, I reached my hand out, introduced myself, and then I would ask them the question, so what brought you here today here? And that really strikes up so much communication as far as with people, because when I did that, a last vendor event I did, it was for a women and girls empowerment luncheon, and it was for young girls ages 12 or 13, and some of them had their moms with them as far as well. And when one of the mothers and the girls that came over to the table, when I asked them that question, they just poured open and said, well, we heard about this event, and then I asked them, well, do you know the facilitator? It was this woman named Chandra, and they went on, and just talking to them that couple of minutes, I learned all about different activities that the daughter was in, different things, the mother, how they knew the facilitator here, and that was just in that short conversation, I didn't even mention anything, about Jafra yet. And after they shared that, I said, well, let me tell you why I'm here. I'm here. I've got 3 services that that I'm offering everyone today. And before that, I just learned so much about that. And they booked with me. There was one mother and daughter. They came over, and the mother signed up as a consultant as far as last month. And then I had another mother and daughter come over because I had an open house this weekend also too. And they came over, and the mother wasn't even there. It was the daughter that came up to the table, and she was 13 years old. And because I asked her questions about her school, what activities, she went home, was so excited, and told her grandmother about it. And her grandmother ended up calling me that evening and just said, my granddaughter came home. She was so excited, and we want to book a party with you here. So, so just building that relationship and just asking questions about them, you'll find it much easier than as far as the reason in sponsoring, because a lot of us, sometimes, especially new people come in, they feel that they don't know how to sponsor, but asking them, asking them, well, okay, how has Jafra benefited you so far here? And just asking them, what are their goals? How would they like Jafra to change their lives, and basically the benefits, and then mapping it out as far as and how, as a consultant, this is an income you can make, and I think to let people know that we have residual bills that come in every month. So you want to have residual income, from multiple streams of income as far as to take care of those bills that come in, and that would cover as far as why you would sponsor for you, the benefits for you, and then just listening to people, like I said, meeting them where they are, as far as for a need here. Because with me, I was asked to come into the business over and over again, but it wasn't until my roommate moved out, and as a single parent, I really couldn't afford to have my own place. So, my manager, Pat, she met me where I was at that time, and she heard that need here. And then, that's when I signed up. So it's just about, building that relationship and just listening to them here. So that's what I have to share.
Awesome. I'm going to unmute Evelyn. Thank you, Shafika. That was great information. All right, Miss Evelyn, are you there?
I'm here, all set. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So the very first thing that I would recommend is that you stay connected with all of the training. So here on Zoom with your manager, any time there's training available, be sure that you stay connected, because that's where you just learn from everyone, from each other. A lot of these things that I'm going to be sharing today are things that I've learned from you. So a lot of you ladies that are here, and then from the company. But so just stay connected. That's my very first advice. But well, first thing that I do is when I'm delivering a product, everybody that I talk to about the Jafra opportunity. So I always print out whatever the latest deal is. So right now it's the $29. Usually I'll print out everything, all 4 or all 3 of the business kits. But right now I'm really just concentrating on this as an entry level. And then once I get in conversation, I can let them know. I do let them know that there's other business kits available. But for $29, just kind of get your attention, especially if they're using Jafra and they know it, because they're looking at the 3 vitamins and a lipstick for just $29 is such a great value. So that's one thing I do, is always make sure in my delivery bags there's something that has that talks about Jafra. Whenever I'm doing a personal one-on-one or at a party, of course I'm going to talk about Jafra. I let them know. So I'll just do a quick story about what Jafra's done for me. So all that we've learned from
the Ignite programs, doing the My Story. So that speaks volumes. And also on your social media, make sure that you're posting not constantly, but at least, I would say at least once a week, mentioning something about this sponsoring opportunity or what Jafra's been doing for your life and what fun you're having with Jafra, or how you connect well with your friends, whatever it is that you're doing. Just make it fun. And don't just stop at Facebook. If you also have a Pinterest account or Instagram, anything like that, post on there as well. If you're together with your friends, like I know we'll all be together in Dallas, we take a picture like, oh, I'm here, I'm having so much fun with my Jafra buddies, I'm so glad we're all here together, I just love my Jafra life. Just a shout out so they'll know, so that they get to see constantly, wow, this is building an income and a life, and which is even going across the, couple of states over, having fun. So you always want to do something like that. So you're posting some fun things. And then also ask, who do you know? That's another thing we've learned at Ignite. Who do you know that would be interested? If it's not you interested in this, you might know someone who's looking for, and then it's not always an income, someone
Evelyn, hold on just a second, hon.
Sorry.
There you go.
Okay.
Sorry. There was some background noise, so I accidentally muted you and them. It was just for a second, though. And if you could lean towards your volume a little more, it's getting pretty quiet again. I'm not sure why.
Okay. I know it's something when I'm in my living room that it does that. Okay. But anyway, pretty much just talking to people, and don't concentrate only on the income end. Think about other reasons people come to Jafra. Some people want just friendship. Some people come in because they want to travel and come in for recognition. So think of all the different things that you're in, or you may have heard other comments from other people why they're doing this. So you want to, bring all of those to their attention as well. But I like to do sponsoring packets. And so this is what mine look like. And look, it's not purple. My purple's for my hostess packet. That's my fun. But it's green because of money, right? Jafra income brings money. So on my hostess packet, I have here, you can see I have where it has a slot for business cards. Let's see if I can get that in there. So there's a place to keep my business card. I'm really not. And then I have in here a sheet. I found it somewhere on Jafra. Somebody put this together, the 7 reasons to become a Jafra consultant today. So that's in here. I have the sachets because maybe the person hasn't tried it. So that's in here. I always include, of course, the catalog, so they'll know what it is that we're offering, and I let them know about the 4 department stores. So I include the full size packet, product catalog, the monthly brochure, and then I also include an action. It doesn't have to be current, but just so she can see the support that we have, and the recognition and all the different things that Jafra has. So I include all of that in the packet, and then just let her have it for a couple days to look at it and get her, and then follow up with her. Another thing, and some of this in here I got from some of you guys, like Andy gave us some ideas, I don't know, about a year or so ago. So this is my interviewing folder. And so what I have in here is, of course, the agreement, their contract. Again, the 7 reasons to become a consultant. I got the page in here that we got from Lori, and then of course I have about the military programs in here, and then there's a page for all of the kits. And then what Andy and her team did a while ago was break it down. How much is it gonna cost me? So if you bought the $49 kit, how much is it with the tax and shipping? So you get a full price of that. And then of course I have one here the consultant pack. And what's great about that is it also gives a breakdown of, okay, if I get the $49 kit plus the starter, the consultant pack, how much is that going to cost? So all of that's listed. If I get the $99 kit, so it's really, you know, pretty complete for them. I don't go into a lot about the leadership opportunity, but I let them know that as a Jafra consultant, you have two jobs, and one is sales and the other part is sponsoring. And so I don't go into details, just kind of show a little bit. Definitely don't go into details about the loyalty program, but I do show it and let them know. But they always want to make sure that they have at least a $400 order, but our average, the company is doing 500, and that's like the minimum of what we're looking for, is 500, because I want people that's going to come on the team and do a business. And again, I have, you know, the Royal Jelly Ritual, Stay Royal handout there, and then the information about the direct deposit, because that's really important for them to get started and having, you know, a place to put their money when they get bonuses or something extra from Jafra. Then there's the opportunity brochure that's in here. I have the the conversation brochure. Also, again, there's an action in here. Again, doesn't have to be updated. And I have the monthly brochure and the full catalog. So I just have that available with me for an interview. I don't go through all of those pages. It just depends on how the conversation goes. And again, using the information that we have learned from Jafra, once you start using it, it really becomes natural. Like for me, form is in my head all the time. No matter who I'm meeting, where I'm meeting, I have the word form, F-O-R-M. And so I talk to them about family. What's their family like? Like, are they married? Are they single? Do they have children or not? And then the O is for their occupation. What type of work do they have? Or are they a full-time student? Are they a part-time job somewhere? You know, so getting to know them a little bit more. The R is for their recreation. What do they like to do for fun? So you kind of getting to know their habits, and really what you're trying to do is see how Jafra can fit into their life. And then the M is for their motivation. What is it? Why is it that they're looking for extra income? Because when things get hard, or they're not really doing what they thought they would be doing, you can always go back to, oh, remember you needed that money to pay that car note. So how are you going to pay that car note if you're not, working a business? So that just kind of helps me when I have, every time I'm out talking to people, that word form is just in my head and I just go with it. And that's because I've done it enough. So one of the other things that I would say is, besides staying in for training and just really embracing all the training we have, is that once you start sponsoring, don't stop. Keep that momentum going, because once you stop, it's harder to get back on. It's almost like starting brand new again. So be consistent with what you're doing. So it's just easier, and you don't have to think about it. It just becomes very natural. And then also let everybody know what your goal is. If it's let your friends know, your clients know even, and your family, let everyone know, what your goals are. And so you have that support behind you. That's
Wonderful.
it. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to have Carla speak on sponsoring.
Yeah, I'm going to have Carla jump on and give a few tips herself, because she's been a rock star sponsor lately.
All right.
And we want to have her share a few tips, and then we will have Donna and Susan next. Where did Carla go?
Okay.
There you are. I know you're there somewhere.
I'm here. Let me start out with tapping into their why. Keep it brief. Could you use an extra $250, $500 or more income this month? How would that change your life? What could you do with that money? When you ask someone this, stop and let them answer you. You might be surprised at how much they really do need Jafra. Something I learned in the last few weeks, did you know that most companies are not even offering their consultants 25% commission. Not even 25%. That's for the top leaders. Many companies run their company on the back of their consultants. That means that if I join company X, I would pay them full price for the product as if I would buy it at a store. And then at the end of the month, before they send me my money, what's my money back, they would encourage me to purchase samples to continue to let them do their business on my back. Last time I looked, I'm not a bank. None of the people I've ever sponsored have been a bank. I sponsor people. You sponsor people. So when you're talking to someone about how much money they're making and they say, well, I make 20%, when does Jafra pay us? That sets off a whole different kind of conversation because Jafra isn't doing business the same way. Jafra is strong. It's operating whether you or I are doing the sales, it's still going to function. It doesn't require that I take out a bank loan or purchase inventory or order more samples so that the company can keep operational. And when you start explaining that to your prospects, the idea of making $250 a month may mean the difference between her having to go to the food pantry or not. Tap into their why. It might not be as deep as having to go to the food pantry. It may just be something that she's always wanted. Or it may be that she needs to be able to afford her rent. By asking them and digging a little deeper, you'll find that some of those people have been dabbling in companies that have been taking advantage of them. And they're going to be so grateful to you for opening up the opportunity that Jafra has to offer. Speak from your heart, tap into their why, and I'll see you in Miami.
Perfection. I love it. Very cool. Thank you, Carla. I appreciate that.
Welcome.
All right. Miss Donna and Miss Susan, are you ladies ready to rock and roll?
Yeah. Susan's going to go first.
Yeah. All right. Susan's on.
Yay. So Donna and I are, hi everyone, I'm Susan Nichols, District Manager 2 from Northern California. And we're going to talk about how to promote a branch. And a couple things that you probably are starting to think about is, well, who do I even look at to promote? And how am I going to do that? So if you're new to Jafra, if you're a new consultant, for instance, you don't have maybe a lot of people in your team. So, and you may have started sponsoring and you're wondering, how do I get them to help me get my branch? So one thing you can do is look at who has high sales in your group, who has sponsored people, and then if none of those is happening in your little group, then just start talking to people in your group of consultants. Tell them why they'd be good, the qualities you see in them, and find out a little bit more, kind of like what everyone else was saying. Find out their why. Why did you come into Jafra? What are you looking for doing? Have you ever thought about leading a group? And just kind of those things, kind of some questions and information to get them thinking in a different light. Now, a couple things we have going on is the Fast Start program. And so that's a great way of getting people to look at management or we're promoting to. And if you start getting them doing their sales, then that's just, $500 a month. And then you get free gifts, etc. But also when you're in, that's part one, a Fast Start. And when you do that, then in your first 6 months, your goal, the second goal is to promote to manager. So then you're getting more gifts. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know about you, but it's exciting to me. So, why do you want to promote? There's a lot of benefits to that. Do you need some extra money? You know, did you know that right now if you promote to manager, you get, and this is your first time around, you're going to get an extra $600 as a bonus between now and February with a Fast Start program. It's like, whoa, this is exciting. Also, as a manager, you get a 10% raise. We have Dallas going on. You can earn, go there and get recognition just by promoting this month. We have Miami. We have the Fast Start gifts, which are your Royal Jelly rituals. So it's very exciting. Also, when as a new manager, you get a pin, and you get to go to special leader meetings. So what is their goal? What's their dream? And kind of like, what's their why? You know, at the beginning, when a person comes in, they think about maybe how much money they want to make, and then they kind of forget about it, and then they're not focused. But you need to help them get focused. And as you're, if you're a new person also, you may not know what to say to your group to get them excited and motivated. Do a three-way call with your leader, your upline, basically your manager. You want to have your contact list so you know who. You want to have your manager help you look at the stats so that you can see who's doing the most sales, who's sponsored, what they're doing. Kind of like get organized. Keep your track of all your stuff that you got going so that you know where you're at. And also, if you don't know what to say, that three-way call really helps. You need to be coached by your manager, your leader, and you guys can work out a good rapport just by doing that, so you know what to say, so you don't feel like you're stumbling over everything. So tracking is really important. So I think that's it. Do you have any questions? No questions. Okay.
Great job, Susan. Great job.
Get it, Donna.
Okay.
Go ahead, Donna. Hold on just a second. Sandra had a question really quick.
Yep.
Okay.
Sandra, we can't hear you for some reason. I don't know why. No, you're muted. We don't have any sound for you, hon. Mm-mm.
Write it down.
Type the question in the chat, maybe. Yeah. Okay. And if you might not want to leave the meeting, but if you leave and come back in, sometimes that fixes your sound. All right, Donna, take it away.
Okay, great job, Susan. Now you've got, and what we need obviously is 4 directly sponsored consultants with a total of 2,400 paid retail sales during the month of, and I'm going to shoot for December right now, because this could be really a great month to qualify with everybody. A lot of people doing holiday shopping, number one, themselves. Even if they've been a consultant for a while, why not give everybody Jafra? And if they are new consultants, it's even much better to give Jafra to about everybody on your list. It's a great way to introduce it to everybody and think of what can happen in January, because you're going to follow up with everybody after that. So it'll help roll over, and then the new manager, she's going to be a strong manager at that point. When Susan and I were talking, I said I always like try to front loading a month, and how many of us have heard that from Jackie to try to do that so we don't go crazy the end of the month. So you like to focus on each consultant, $400 in retail. I know Jafra's qualifications that for the consultants plus yourself, you need to do 300 retail. If they are brand new, you don't even want them to do 300. You got to focus on 500 or 400 so that at least they get the 50% commission. So how many love the $200? Anyhow, no matter what, to profit that way. So what I decided to work on is have them smart and focus on that 500 in retail, which is what Jackie's been trying to get us all to do. We don't know what's happening next year, but I think we're leaning towards something here. But 500, that's at 250 in profit. And break it up. In the next 2 weeks, to me, the keys to try to get, I'm almost probably 3/4 of what they need to promote as a team. So by the 9th, have them do 250 in sales. And then also, I say by the 15th, another 200. Jaffra's guarantee is the 17th, but we have weather. We have all different things that orders just might not make it in time for the Christmas. So you got to think of that too this time of year. So focus on that. And then during the holidays, a lot of people, they're going to be seeing their friends and their family, so they can continue sharing Jaffra after that. And that last week in December, Jackie pointed out that she always used to have a group of ladies get together, have them spend their Christmas money with Jaffra. So you can it's a downtime with friends and family to get together, so you can always wrap up your qualifications then. So I think it's a good habit no matter what month you promote. Try to front load it. And then obstacles always come up. So then this way we make sure it happens. If they are brand new, the girl that is promoting to be a manager, that fast start. Work with that whole fast start. And that's where that 500 comes in that Susan was mentioning too, where they can earn their stay royal. Everything kind of works together, so they're earning all the gifts at the same time. It's kind of one program if you focus on that 500 that way too. And plus, they can earn that iPad. But always remember, if they're working on Fast Start, that the promoting manager or the girl that is in qualifications can only do that $500. That will count towards her 2,400. So you've got to remember that. That's about it. I was telling Susan, riding around the other day, and I heard the Josh Groban song. And I remember, well, when I was up in New Hampshire, when was it, about 3-4 years ago, Jackie looked at me and she said, Donna, you don't believe. And then she just kind of walked away. Made me think a lot of things, and things like that. And I'm not going to sing it because I am not a singer, but if you've ever heard the Josh Groban song, and it's just said, believe in what your heart is saying. Hear the melody that's playing. There's no time to waste. There's so much to celebrate. Believe in what you feel and give your dreams the wings to fly. You have everything you need if you just believe. If you just believe. If you just believe. And I'm thinking I'm going to print that, and I'm going to have that in my office somewhere, because it's all about believing in yourself and your teammates and everything in life to make the goals happen. So good luck, everybody.
Thank you, Donna. Whoop, whoop. You guys there's so much great information tonight. I'm loving it. I love hearing from all of you. It's just wonderful. All right, Marie, I see you jumped on. Are you able to share? Do you have to share?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
For fear of repeating what Gina already said, but I would be more than happy to share. But I just want to say the reason I wasn't on, because I'm so happy and proud that my daughter had a baby boy today.
Oh, congratulations! That's so cool.
Congratulations! Woohoo!
Yeah, so it's exciting. But as you guys know, I love this time of year. It's just such a happy time. Everybody's joyful, everybody's giving, everybody's a little bit more kind, I think. And what I love to do, and I kind of shared this with the team also, is that we love to do holiday open houses. I mean, if Gina has already talked about this, then please, just let me know. But we like to do it with together with team members. So, if you have a manager or a consultant that you love to work with, team up with her and do a holiday open house. My recommendation is to do it in a time frame like 5 to 7 or 7 to 9, just to keep yourself kind of sane. And what we like to do is set up in the kitchen. We do a hand spa treatment with one consultant, and then another consultant might be in the dining room doing a skincare presentation. And then, in the living room, you can have your makeup. And then in another room, perhaps you could be doing an opportunity. So they actually go around, and they're just traveling from room to room to room to room. to learn about all the different things that Jafra has to offer. Everybody invites all their own friends and hostesses. We like to do too, a big hostess appreciation. We have, it's really cute. We hang little ornaments, those little Christmas tree, and do raffles and things like that. It's a fun time, once again, not only for your team to get sales, but also for training too, because you get to listen to different consultants doing different presentations. So that's one thing that I love to do. We also have a wish list. I apologize for not being prepared. I'm not home. I'm at my daughter's house, so I don't have it with me. But we print out a holiday wish list that each person gets when they walk in. So it's a list for them to pick out gifts, and then a list for them to write names of people that they have to buy for. So as they're going around and experiencing the different departments of Jafra, they get some ideas of who they want to buy for and what they want to buy for. So that's always a fun. We also, I also do a men's night where we will invite husbands of clients that we have, or just male, friends that we have, or clients that we have, to come and shop for the women in their lives, whether it's their girlfriend, their wife, or mother, sister, or whatever. So those are fun. Those are fun too. We always like to do that. At the same time, they get to experience Jafra too, because we do a little men's facial. The hand care treatment is always nice too. So that's another fun thing that we love to do at the holidays. We do a holiday party instead of a branch workshop. Actually, we like to do that with our teams too, and invite their significant others to come so that they can see why their partners are just loving Jafra, and to see the connection and to see the sisterhood that's there with Jafra, so that they can understand and be supportive of what we love so much to do as well. One other thing that I have to share, because I love doing this, I love to do New Year, New You makeovers on the week after Christmas, especially on Christmas Eve day. New Year's Eve day. I have women sign up for them because I do them every 2 hours, starting at 10 o'clock in the morning until 6 or 8 o'clock at night. So women can come over, they can get a facial and have their makeup done for New Year's. Every year it's crazy. It's so much fun. They get to get their makeup done. We have a little mini pampering as well too. And some of the sales that I've had on that day are just insane. So it's just, if you're not busy or if you're around and you don't mind, it's a great day to actually do that, the New Year, New You makeover for the new year. So they get to, like I said, have a beautiful facial, get their makeup done, and then they get to go out and have a great time. And it still gives you time to do, if you want to go out and celebrate the new year, you can do that as well too. So those are just some of my tips. I hope I didn't repeat what Gina had said, but it's a great time of year. A lot of times consultants and managers will just kind of shut down the week after Christmas, but like it was said earlier, that this is a great time. And I think, Donna, you had said that, people get money for Christmas. So, and they like to buy things for themselves that perhaps they didn't get for Christmas. So, it's a great time to continue and to get that new year started as well too.
Wonderful. Gina shared about open house, but hers was on a totally different track. So I think that was great. That was perfect. You guys balanced each other and got a different take on open houses. So I love it. That's wonderful. Thank you. And congratulations again. That is amazing. So cool. And a very good reason to be on your phone at your daughter's house. Awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are back to me and Jackie in the great beyond, wherever she is. Jackie Alves. So what we wanted to wrap up with is some social selling tips. And so basically, I'm just going to be fairly quick with this. You want to be sharing pretty regularly, as much as you can, on social media. We've been hearing about this. We've been trained on this. But just be brave. That's what I would just love to tell you. Be Jaffa brave. Get out there. Don't worry about being perfect. The important part about social media is you can't post a link to your website and post a picture of the brochure and expect someone to call you asking for $500 in sales, right? So that's not how social media works. Social media is about building relationships. It would be awesome if I posted my link and someone spent $500. Don't get me wrong, I would love that, but that's not how it works. So when you have a Facebook business page, don't expect like serious gigantic cash sales to start rolling in just because you're posting your link and a couple cute pictures, because that's not why people buy. People buy because they like you and because they have a relationship with you. So the whole point of social media is to go live. Is to put, if you are uncomfortable with going live like Gail's face is right now, then that's fine. You don't have to go live, but you do want to, if you are willing to do that. Otherwise, post something funny. Write a funny story about something that happened to you, or do a beauty tip. Share something like I messed up my eyeliner the worst way today, and here's how I can tell you how to not do that like I did. Be real, be yourself. But I would challenge you to go live. Now, I'm gonna give you some tips, because I see people going live sometimes, and they get on there and they start and they go, "Hello, is anybody there? Okay, I'm gonna wait a while." And the problem is that it's recording. So later when someone goes to watch your video, they get to sit there watching you going, "Hello? Are we live? Is anyone there?" Okay, so it's good to see if someone's on with you. It's good to respond and say, "Hey, Susie, you're here. Gail, you're here." Whoever, right? It's okay to do that. You want to interact with the people who do show up. But understand that later, as soon as you end it, Facebook puts it up for people to watch. So you want to start immediately when your Facebook Live starts, even if nobody's there, okay? Even if no one shows up for the whole entire thing, you rock and roll like you have an audience of 1,000, because you do. Because if anybody shares it or anybody does anything like that, you're going to be seen over and over, and the last thing you want is for them to turn you off because you're going like this on the screen. Your eyes are getting bigger and bigger and you just don't know, okay? So that's the first tip. Promote your Facebook Live ahead of time. Post on your personal profile, post on your page, post in your group, post with your girlfriends with Jaffa and say, "Come join me," so I have people there, right? So put it out there. Put it on Twitter if you're on Twitter. Put it out on wherever you are, Snapchat, anywhere that you are. Bring people to your Facebook Live and let them know, "I'm going to go live on this day on my business page. Here's the link to it. Let's have some fun together. I'm going to share some specials and some really awesome buy one, get one free," or whatever. Like right now we have buy 2 lipsticks, get 2 free. Focus on that. You can show them the colors. Here they are. Okay, so promote ahead of time so you have people show up. As soon as it goes live, start talking. Smile. And number 2, don't put the camera down like this so that you're looking up, okay? Or that it's looking up at you. Put the camera slightly above eye level. That's the rule with cameras. You know why? Because it gets rid of all of this. Not that any of us have that. No. We never, nobody. But if your camera is at least slightly above eye level, it's just more flattering. And you see how my eyes are in about the top third? If you made a tic-tac-toe out of my screen, my eyes are on the top third. Yours should be too, okay? Nobody cares about the top of your head. Don't worry about that. But if your eyes are in the top third, that's where people's eyes go naturally. So if you're down here, your natural place to look is right here, right? So that's another tip. This is just to make your video seem more professional, okay? You don't have to sit as close as I'm sitting. You can sit way back if you want, like Helen in her beautiful area there. She can sit way back so you're small. You don't have to be big. Number, whatever it is, I've lost track of numbers I'm doing here. Be willing to laugh at yourself, kind of like I am right now. Don't worry about being perfect. Facebook Live is not about being perfect. It's about people getting to know you and liking you. And nobody out there is perfect either. So when you screw up and you're like, oh my gosh, I totally just messed that up. Let me start over. That just made you more approachable and more real. It didn't screw up your sales. It probably got you more sales because you're being real. Okay? Tell a funny story. Don't try to force it, but if you're willing to laugh at yourself and smile, even think about something totally ridiculous so you laugh, again, you're showing your personality because you're talking to people and you want them to like you for you, right? Okay. And if you're going to be selling on your live broadcast, so if you're showing products and you want to say, these are buy one, get one, then you want to have a plan for how they're going to pay for it. So if you want them to comment with an email and you're going to send them an invoice, tell them comment with an email with what you want to buy, and your email, comment with your email address, and I will send you an invoice. Or I'm going to post the links to each of these products at the end of the broadcast. And then you can go and edit your post, and you can actually post links, or you can comment with them. Okay, so have a plan ahead of time how they can pay, because you want them to if you're selling. Okay, and you want them to understand how. And last, give something valuable. So like I said, I messed up my eyeliner the other day, and here's how you can fix it. Just something silly, a beauty tip that Jafra's put out. Jafra has given us a ton, so you don't have to think about it. But have something in your mind, some kind of a tip or a trick or something and you can even do multiple ones through the course of the broadcast, that's going to be value for them. So it's not just about you pushing sales on them. It's about something you're giving them, whether they buy anything or not. Because then the next time you post, I'm doing a live broadcast, they're going to say, ooh, she had some really cool tips last time. I'm going to go check it out. Right? And then you've got them because you want something that they're going to come back for. Okay. So those are my Facebook Live Be Brave tips. Okay. Second thing I want to cover really quickly is Jafra ethics. Now, this is just may or may not be known, so I'm just throwing it out there. This has been a conversation I've been having with multiple people. When a Jafra sister posts something on her page, and I'm not talking about sharing in the group, where we share content with each other all the time, right? We share it on Amber Region a lot. A lot of us share. Like those top 7 tips that Evelyn talked about, I wrote those. And I shared it, and it's completely okay for you guys to use it over and over and over again because I shared it with you for that purpose. But if you go on someone else's page or you're friends with her and you see her post something or she posts a picture, I'm not talking about Jafra's social pictures. I'm talking about texts that she writes or pictures she posts. Those are not available for you to grab and share unless you ask. Okay? A lot of times, no one's going to care, but the polite and online social ethics thing is to ask first, just to be sure. And a lot of times you'll hear, oh, no problem, totally, go for it. And other times you might hear, I'd rather not, and that's okay, because that consultant or that leader or whoever, that's her words. That's not your words. It's her words. So you don't want to copy and paste into your business page like it's your words. You can either share her post so that it shows that it's hers, and then say, this is a great, my friend, in Jafra posted this. If you have questions, let me know. Totally okay to do that, because then you're crediting that person. Or you could tag her and say, my friend so-and-so, posted this and I thought it was great and it totally says what I love about Jafra. Totally fine to do that. It's when you copy paste or just take something without asking, that's kind of not good ethics. And if you have any questions about that, Jackie Geisinger is our go-to. So we just go to her. If you have any, if you're unsure, you're not sure, how that all works, just get with Jackie and she'll explain all the ins and outs of all of that. Okay. And where are we at? So relationship. It's so funny because we had pairs tonight and none of us talked to the other pairs, and you heard a theme through the whole thing tonight. Building relationships, finding out their why, talking to people one-on-one, listening. This is all what we're doing. We're sharing and we're loving on people and we're finding out what they want. And in the process of that and of helping other people, like Shafika said, their long-term, your long-term, it's not about Miami. Of course, it's about Miami right now. But in the reality, it's about your life long-term. It's about their life long-term. What Jafra's going to do for them, not just in the next 6 months, but forever, as long as they're in, right? So it does matter why they want to be here and what they want to do and how we can help them to find out what that why is. And as their why changes, how we can be there for them. So with that in mind, what's next Monday? Ignite. And it's not the same Ignite that was last spring or last summer. It's new Ignite. So I want you all to be there and bring everybody, fill up a car and bring them to your house and show them on your computer or your TV. Most of us can hook up to the TVs these days. But fill a room. Let's fill up so many cameras that we actually use the 200 cameras that we're allowed to have on this account. So you guys ready? Ready to rock and roll? Do you guys have any questions at all about what we're doing? Oh, Jackie Alves, one more quick thing about social and all of that. So as we're talking about relationships, when you post something on Facebook, even if you're not doing live, even if you're just posting random stuff, whatever, like you're posting an offer or you really love something, she says her tip is don't wait for someone to like it or comment on it. Reach out to somebody and say, hey, did you see what I posted today? Did you see what I posted yesterday? What did you think? Because if you wait, sometimes they may not see it, or they might not be online that day, or they might are on your page, or they might not get the notification. But it's an opportunity for you to reach out and build a relationship. So when you post something, think about like 5 or 10 people that you really want to see that post and shoot them a message or give them a call and say, hey, what'd you think? Would you mind looking at this and telling me what you think about it? Or just say, this is what I posted, so they don't have to go look. It's just another opportunity for you to share. So Ignite, Miami, we can do this. Those of you who aren't managers yet, become a manager in December. Why not? There's so much on the table. It's literally when you focus on 501, 500 in sales plus 1 sponsor a month, 500 in sales plus 1 sponsor a month. If we focus on that, the Amber region is going to explode, right? And we're not forcing people to do 501. We're encouraging, and we're doing it ourselves, except for as managers, we're doing a lot more than that. But for you, those of you who are wanting to become a manager, if you and 4 friends did 501, you'd be a manager at the end of the month. That's all it takes. Because that's $2,500 and 4 people directly. And if they sponsor somebody, your team just doubled because they sponsored someone. And you go into the first month of being a manager stronger. And when they're talking to their people about 501, and that's our conversation with every single person, even if 20 or 30% of them do it, if we're doing it consistently, we're going to all grow together, right? 501 people. Tattoos. 501. That's going to be our new t-shirt. I need to suggest that to Jafra. All right. I am so excited. You guys did an awesome job. All of you girls that shared tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Does anybody have quick Q&A?
Was Helen gonna say something about sales or something? Was
She totally should. She's like, no, I'm not.
No? Okay, all right. Just didn't want to ignore you.
Are you going to share about your open house?
You're unmuted, Helen, if you want to share. We'd love to.
My open house was very interesting this year. Thursday, I have it for 3 days. Thursday, basically for about 4 hours. And I was so busy on Thursday. The majority of my sales were Thursday. Then Friday, I had it from like 10 to 6, I think it was. And really, no one came till like 4:30. And all of a sudden, I had all these people here. It was just craziness. But the fun part of it is the more people that you get, then they pick up this or they pick up, oh, have you tried that? So they're selling each other. And that was really lots of fun. And Saturday, I was really kind of slow until the very end. And it's kind of like what Gina said. They kind of came at the end when it was actually almost going to be over. And then they did the same thing. So it was really lots of fun. I do count my call-in orders. And so I get about $3,800 all total. Okay. And so I'm happy with that. It's good.
So what do you, Helen, before your party, what do you do for your prep? Like how do you prepare for your open house?
I prepare all year long. So whenever someone orders something from me, I have little stickers that say, watch for my open house in November. Uh-oh, this is my battery is running low. So I really prepare all year long so they know about this. And I do send out postcards. I send out a postcard. If I haven't heard from somebody for like 3 years, I don't want to lose them, okay? Jafra is such a good program, and I want them to be using these products. So I just send out a blanket postcard, and I keep track of this. They get 20%. I don't care what they order. 20%, just come back to Jafra. I want you back. And then on the other postcards, I do a little bit different than Gina does. I feel like this is my appreciation to them. Thank you for buying from me all year long. Thank you for being my client. And I want you to know how much I appreciate you. And I'm going to have to plug this in. Anyway, so I do when they have $160 in orders, I give them a free royal jelly. And almost everyone does $200. And really, that's my thank you gift to them. Please stay with me. And I think that's why I have such a big clientele, is because I do give really good client service.
So after that, so that was before, right? You get them all the postcards.
Yes, I do mail postcards.
Right. And then during you have a couple days, it sounds like?
3. I have Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay. And call-in orders count, because I know a lot of people can't come to the open house. I like them to come because I have a big sale table and they love the sale table. But I know, and especially because I had it over Veterans Day weekend, and I know that sometimes people go out of town. Mm-hmm. So I do have a lot of call-in orders. And my open house was like the, 10th, 11th, and 12th or whatever. But I had my sale until the 15th.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. Okay. But nice. For some reason, people call me even up to the 20th.
Oh, hold on. I think she must have disappeared. I think her battery died.
Her battery died.
So it goes till the 20th. This is what we know. All right. My mind is completely spinning right now about the rest of you, but so much great information. I love, love, love it. I know that a lot of the girls are going to share their information with me, and so I can share it with you all in one piece together. And if you guys have questions, or if you don't see something that you were hoping would show up in the documents I share, please message me and ask, or message the girl that shared it so she can share. And anybody have any quick questions at all?
This is Carol Boyer. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I've enjoyed all of it, and great going to my granddaughter, Shavika Miles, as always. But everyone was awesome. But I want to just really emphasize what I wrote in the chat. Jan Day taught me, and many others many years ago, we've got to stop using the word if. It is a preposition that means maybe, maybe not. We've got to start using the adverb when. When you have $500, when you sponsor 10 or more, when you have this, when you have 500 in sales and sponsor 1 each month, you are going to start to grow your team. So we've got to get away from saying, if you have a party, if you come to my open house, when you come, this will happen. It's like reverse geometry. Instead of saying if P, then Q, it's when P, then Q will happen. So let's start using Jan Day's words of wisdom. When, not if. And we actually had to write this. A lot of you remember Donna Bolduc and even Jan Day. She had us write the word if on a big piece of paper, and we had to scratch it out. So I want all of you to do that. It is a good lesson, and Jan Day taught me that, and many of you that have been here for a long time like I have. So stop using if and go to when.
Yes, ma'am. I feel like saluting right now.
Really?
Well, we did have SWAT teams. Lori, when we had a regional sales manager called Linda Bolduc, she was from New England, and we actually had SWAT teams, and she commanded us like a drill sergeant.
That's awesome.
No mercy. It was no mercy. Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Lori. My computer just shut me off, so I apologize. Okay?
No problem. We heard until you said you're still
20th.
20th. That was the last thing we heard.
Okay, and all of a sudden I was just gone. I thought, oh no. Sorry.
I'm off.
Okay.
Hey, Helen, will you share your customer service that you do before your open house also with Lori, so we can also get that, since we're focusing on customer service for the new year?
Yes, I
Thank
will.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This was a great call. Great call, Lori. All of you that spoke, you were amazing. And seriously, I have 3 pages of notes. And you guys, you know what? I've been in Jaffa for 47 years, and I just took 3 pages of notes. So come on, you know?
I know, that's how I feel too. It's just so much awesome information, and I love that it's recorded. So this will be on YouTube a little later tonight. When it's this long, it takes a while to update, so just give me a little time to get it there. But I'm super excited. This is to please share with all your team members, share multiple times, and let's rock and roll. Let's blow this out of the water, guys.
Member region rocks.
Miami. Wouldn't that be
Yes,
awesome?
yes.
Serious. Member region rocks Miami. That's going to be my hashtag.
Okay.
I'm all about hashtag. I'm kidding. All right. Thank you, ladies. Thank you,
ladies. Great
Can
job.
I say one more thing?
Thanks, Lori.
Thank you, Carla, for all the work you did for us.
Yes,
Carla,
Carla.
you did so much footwork, and you've talked to so many people, and you have done so much, and I really, really want to give you recognition, and thank you.
Yes. That's wonderful. All right, ladies. We will see you on next week at Ignite. Be there. Or else. No.
Bye. With a carpool, right?
That's right. Carpool to my house.
That's right. I'll be there in 18 hours. It'll be
Okay,
great.
thank you.
All right.
Hey, Lori.
Love you, girls. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lori,
Thank you.
I have the holiday open house and the tips. How do I send it to you?
Oh, just email to LoriAlleyJaffra@gmail.com.
Okay.
And then I can put everything together and post it.
So Lori Alley at
Lori Alley Jaffra.
Okay.
At Gmail.
At Gmail. Okay. Got it. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Good night. Thanks.